Hello students, welcome to my video number 71, and I'm going to discuss question answers and also the poetic devices used in this poem, The Charge of the Light Brigade. So let us begin now. First we will see the rhyme scheme used in the poem. So if you will see the last word of each line, you will find that the words are not rhyming in regular manner in all the stanzas. Also, the number of lines in each stanzas are different. Here you can see there are 8 lines. Then here you can see there are 9 lines in one stanza. Then again we have 9 lines here in the next stanza, 6 here and 3 here. And then next stanza is having more than 9. It looks like they are having 12 lines. It is having 12 lines. So the pattern of stanza is irregular. That's why the rhyme scheme is also irregular. Now next poetic device, let us see. The first poetic device that we notice here is the use of alliteration. Alliteration is used in some places. Let us see where all it is used. 2 I'll mark here, the rest you will mark yourself. Do and die. This looks like an alliteration. Do and die. It is an alliteration. D sound is repeated here. Next you have stormed with shot and shell. The stormed at with shot and shell. The S sound is repeated in this line, so it is an example of alliteration. Now rest of the examples of alliteration, I want you to mark yourself from the poem. There are some more given in the poem that I want my students to mark themselves. Next we have a new poetic device used in this poem, which is called anaphora. Anaphora is repetition of same words in the starting of a number of consecutive lines. This is a new poetic device for you, anaphora. It means that the beginning, the first starting word of consecutive line is repeated. Let us see. In here you can see there the first word is repeated in the consecutive lines. Theirs, theirs, theirs. Then here cannon, cannon, cannon. So these are the examples of anaphora. This one and this one. Again you get to see here flashed, flashed. In both the two consecutive lines, the first word is repeated. Here also see into the jaws, into the mouth. So into the is repeated. There you see again cannon, cannon is repeated. So all these are examples of. Here also honor, honor. So these are the examples of anaphora which you'll mention in your copies. Next we have the use of personification. Personification is used here, jaws of death and mouth of hell. These death and hell are personified here. So you will mention that the third poetic device used here is jaws of death. The example is personification and the example is jaws of death, mouth of hell. So you'll mention this in your copy. One more thing we have here, metaphor, which is used here, valley of death. That is, the battlefield is described as valley of death. So this is an example of metaphor which you'll mention in your copy. So we have alliteration, anaphora, metaphor and personification. 4 poetic devices used here which you'll write down in your copy. After that you will of course also write a short summary of the poem. Now let us first see the question answers given at the back of the chapter. As in all the chapters, here also we have first question an extract based and second one are other long answer type questions. So let us begin. Let us see which extract is given here. Was there a man dismayed? No, though the soldier knew someone had blundered. These are the lines taken from the poem, and the first question is, what does dismayed mean here? The first question, as we see, what does dismayed mean? Dismayed here means that not a single soldier was discouraged nor distressed by the command given to them to charge forward. They were not distressed, they were not discouraged by the command that was given to them to charge forward. So that it means that. Next one, question number 2, we have, what was the blunder? What was the blunder? The blunder was that the British soldiers, they were only equipped with swords and lances. On the other hand, the Russian soldiers, the Russian army was heavily equipped with cannons and guns, and they surrounded the whole valley. So that was a big blunder done by the commander-in-chief or the in charge of the army, in charge of this light brigade, who ordered them to move ahead and charge forward. So this is something is the blunder, that is the military unit, that is the light brigade, which was not heavily equipped, only having swords and lances, were ordered to march forward and attack the Russian army, which was heavily equipped, having cannons and guns, and the soldiers were surrounding the whole valley from every corner. So that was the blunder. Who do you think had blundered? Who do you think had blundered? The commander-in-chief, the leader. You can write the commander-in-chief of the military unit, the light brigade, had blundered. Third one, who suffered because of the blunder? Now we know who suffered because of the blunder. The soldiers, of course. The soldiers suffered because of the British soldiers suffered because of the blunder. Now let us see question number B, under which we have 6 questions here. First one, why do the soldiers charge at their opponents despite knowing that it was a blunder? Now the soldiers, they charge because they follow the orders given by their commanders. They don't analyze the reason or question the given orders. They just fight for the honor and glory of their country. Questioning the superiors is considered indiscipline, and that's why they don't question. So that's why they don't question, because you will mention all this in your answer. I'm repeating again that the soldiers, they follow the orders given by their commanders. They don't analyze the reason or question the given orders. They don't do that. They fight for the honor and glory of their country, and that spirit only they carry in their mind, in their heart. Questioning the superior is considered indiscipline, and that's why they don't question the leader or the commander. Next one. Which lines in the poem indicate that the soldiers were trapped from 3 sides as they charge into the battle? Very simple. We can easily make out which line in the poem gives us a hint that they were trapped from 3 sides as they charge into the battle. See these lines: cannon to the right of them, cannon to left of them, cannon in front of them. This is all volleyed and thundered. Even this also gives all these 4 lines you can write as the answer of this question number 2. These lines suggest that they were trapped from 3 sides as they charge into the battle. Third one, which 2 phrases does the poet use to describe the danger which the cavalrymen were riding into? 2 phrases. First one, you can write Valley of Death. The first phrase that gives the danger in which they were moving into, they were forwarding into the Valley of Death. And even you can write the second phrase, Jaws of Death. Even Mouth of Hell is another phrase. So out of the 3, any 2 you can write here, the phrases. Next one, which lines tell us that the soldiers of the Light Brigade were really effective in their attack? That is, the soldiers of the Light Brigade were really effective in their attack. Means how much courage and bravery they showed through the kind of weapons they were having. This line, flashed all their sabers bare, flashed as they turned in air, sabering the gunners there, charging an army while all the world wandered. So these lines from here, flashed all their sabers bare, flashed as they turned in air, sabering the gunners there, charging an army while all the world wanted. You will write down this as the answer of question number 4, because here it shows that they were, even though they were they were not nicely equipped with arms, then also they showed their bravery and courage with whatever arms they were carrying. So their attack was effective. Next one, explain the meaning of the lines. Then they rode back, but not the 600. So what does this mean? That it means that all the soldiers did not make their journey back. The Light Brigade lost many soldiers and horses, and only a few survived. This shows the dedication and courage of the soldiers. They are not bothered about their lives and follow the order, and also they are ready to give their lives for their country. So this line, particularly this line, means that not all the soldiers return. All the soldiers did not return, and only few could return. Most of them lost their lives. The soldiers and the horses, most of them lost their lives in the battle. Only few could survive. So that's what you will write here. Next one, what is the poet's appeal to his readers towards the end of the poem? So for that, let us see the last stanza. When can their glory fade? Oh, the wild charge they made. All the world wondered. Honor the charge they made. Honor the Light Brigade, noble 600. So at the end of the poem, the poet is appealing to the readers to honor the charge, to honor and respect the charge made by this Light Brigade, and respect their bravery, respect their courage, the way that what they showed on the battlefield. So that's all about the question answers of this lesson and poetic device. Complete all this work in your copy. Now, how are you going to do the things? First, of course, you will write down a short summary of the poem. You will draw any related picture, anything related to the poem, any picture related to the poem. After that, you will write down the poetic devices that we have just discussed, and then the question answers which we have just discussed. So all these you will write in your copies, and stopping it here now. We'll continue with the next lessons video in the next lesson in the next video. Till then, everybody, take care and goodbye, and God bless you all.